guys, Gorgo here. So before we get into this next episode, there are a few things I feel I should clear up. First, I am not, nor have I ever been, a thief. I don't even know why I went into this guy's wallet. I just saw the meme and thought it was funny, and I was like, yeah, you go girl. You get that money for that guy wasting your time. But trust me, I didn't want anything from this guy except for maybe my time back. That's it. Okay, so second thing, I was really fucking drunk the last 2 episodes. I know, totes unprofessional, but it is what it is. So from here on out, I'm going to try to be at least a little sober. And the last thing, I know Tony mentioned something happened in 2004, and I was like, oh, that's almost 10 years. Again, I attribute that to being drunk. I'd like to think that I'm at least decent at math, at least enough to know that if something happened in 2004, and it is now 2017, that is indeed more than 10 years. Okay, just wanted to clear those few things up. Talk later. XOXO.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Roger that, 3.0 coming at you in your living room. Maybe you're on the highway in your vehicle. And as always, Gorgo Inanna in your ear. How you doing?
Hey guys.
We are very excited to bring episode 3.0 to you.
It's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming. We've had a couple of technical difficulties along the way.
A lot of technical difficulties. I will take the blame for that. That's why you don't let women run shit. You should just stay at home and make babies, apparently.
And in 5 minutes, you will hear Gorgo talk about how she's a feminist. So this should be interesting. So what do we have going on first on the agenda as far as the topics go? We hope everybody's doing well, by the way.
Well, we normally start out by talking about how our day is going. So what's been up with you?
Why do we have to start with this? Fine, I'll go. I'm angry. Horrible day. I'm very frustrated, but I'm not going to talk about anything too specific. I'm just going to say that I was at Subway. There was a woman in front of me. It was supposed to be a 5-minute little detour on my way to Gorgo's to do this podcast here, 3.0. And she's ordering the Subway sandwiches for all her kids. Just 4 sandwiches, 2 kids' meals. I just wanted a freaking turkey and provolone. I was like losing my head was starting to boil. I was getting so mad, but eventually she got finished. It ended up taking 20-something minutes to get a sandwich from Subway. You might eat fresh, but you won't eat fast if the right people are in front of you or the wrong people. That's all I get. That's all I want. That's my little summary for the day.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So Tony hates waiting in line at Subway. Cool.
So what's been new with you?
Nothing really. Actually, I have absolutely nothing interesting to say at this very moment.
I just said that story.
I know.
I didn't even want to talk about that.
Well, I mean, it's something our listeners might want to hear. Like you gripe about. We just lost
half the audience.
Well.
The dozens and dozens just became the.
I don't know. I think our audience will stick through it all. This is so much better when I'm drunk. By the way, guys, I'm sober.
We're both sober.
We're both sober. So, I don't know. Hopefully this episode doesn't drag. So, since I have nothing interesting or relevant to add to the conversation, let's just move on into our first topic.
The Dougie. We're talking about the Dougie. We're going to teach the viewers how to Dougie. What's first?
Yeah, no. Okay. So, do you want to start on who should pay for dates?
Oh yeah, that's a good 2017, another year, another as we close in the gender gap in society. Something interesting. This was like a while ago. I was out with this chick, and we're at a barbecue place. We're in line. We got the barbecue. They're in there. They're throwing the beans and the pounds of the brisket. You know, that great Texas barbecue, and your mouth's watering, your dick's erect, and you're knocking things down as you're going across the conveyor belt there. And then we get up to pay for the thing, and I'm concealing my boner at this time.
From the food or from the girl? I think
it was poking her, but I think it was from the food. And the guy, the cashier there, he's like, "Oh, is this together or separate?" And I got my card out. I'm ready to pay because that's how I take care of the ladies on dates and everything. I always pay. And before I even get a chance to offer though, or give the gentleman my card, the visor or visor, as they say in the olden terms, the girl, she does.
Wait, the what?
What is it? The VISA.
Visa?
The Visa, yeah.
Why don't you just say your credit card?
The credit card. So I got the credit card out there. And the girl, before I get a chance to even can the Visa, she goes...
Visa.
The Visa. She does the old thumb. Oh, he's paying. This donkey over here is paying.
That's such a dick move on her part.
I'm gonna pay.
I just feel like,
and the dinner wasn't.
I don't know.
It wasn't pre-planned to get food either. She was like she was just like hungry, and I was like, all right, let's get something to eat. And I'm gonna pay anyway, but I didn't feel like. I felt like it's perfectly reasonable in today's world for the guy to be like, oh no, I'm only paying for mine.
So,
depending on the situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know how I technically feel about that. I do like to consider myself a feminist, but there are certain things where I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like me paying for dates, like, I don't know if I'm okay with that. But I will say, I think if you, male or female, are the one who initiates the date, then you should have some reasonable expectation to pay. Unless you two have talked about it before, like if it's the first date and the guy isn't sure, like if you just want a free meal or if you're actually interested in seeing him or hanging out with him, then I can understand him saying, hey, this is the first date. Do you mind if we go Dutch? Like, I'm not being cheap. I just want to make sure that this is real, or this is
before I invest, an extra $750 in you.
And honestly, if a guy did that to me, like I'd be like, you know what, that's cool. I can appreciate that because I know a lot of females who go out with guys just to get a free meal. So I understand it. And I actually had that situation kind of happen, but the way he did it was a dick move. He invited me out to brunch. We go to brunch, went to TNT in Austin, so effing good. And so we get there, we have our food, we have our drinks, and then they bring out the check. And so it looks like we're on a date, like we're laughing and being like all cutesy and stuff.
Did you touch his thigh?
I was sitting across from him, so unfortunately my short arms don't quite have the reach to touch a guy's thigh.
You could have slid the foot up there.
Okay, yeah, no. So we're eating. The check comes. It's a single check because I said it looks like we're on a date. And then he like hands it over to me. It's like, do you mind paying for your half? And I was like, wait, what? And like as soon as he said that, I was done. Like I was fucking done with the date. The date lasted like another 30 minutes, but I was just done. I was like, fuck this dude. So I ended up paying for my half, but I made a mental note that I would never go out with him again. If he had said that before I agreed to go out with him, I wouldn't have had an issue. But to just spring it on me when the check came, like luckily I make enough money where I can pay for my own meals and I don't have to depend on the guy for food. But I was just like, this is so fucking rude almost. I don't know. I feel like we need to come out with like a dating etiquette book of like how you talk about people paying. Like I don't agree with the whole like,
I'm sure that hasn't been done already.
I don't know. Well, maybe, but it's probably like from some old ass person who's like, the man should always pay. and the woman should always put out.
The Roger that way coming to a bookstore maybe near you.
Yeah. So, but I know one thing I heard was that, you know, if you're on a date, like usually the guy is expected to pay. It's just a social norm, whatever. But that the woman should at least try to grab for the check, like play like a little game, like, oh, don't worry about it, I'll take it. And then he's supposed to say, oh no, I got it. And then pay for it. I don't know. I think that's dumb.
That is dumb.
Because, like, what if the guy's like, oh, okay.
The only thing I ask is that you don't give the cashier the thumb, like, and then say, he's paying. All right, yeah, I'm paying.
Yeah. Well, like, my whole thing is...
because I choose to.
Yeah. My thing is, like, if a guy asks me out, obviously I expect him to pay because I don't want to say wasting my time, but I am taking time out of my day to hang out with him. So I do expect him to pay.
These are both investing time.
Well, he wants to. I'm just obliging. So that's the difference. But
so then why go out with him to begin with in the first place if you don't want to?
Because you never know. You never know. Like if you're just like talking to someone or texting them or Snapchatting them or whatever, like you don't know what they're like until you meet them in person. Like you don't know what the chemistry is actually like until you have that face to face. So I mean, I know it sounds shitty, but a lot of times I just like staying at home. I don't like being bothered. So like if a guy asks me out, I expect him to pay, but in return, like I'll be a great date. You know, like I'll give you good conversation, I'll make you laugh, you know, I'll be engaged and I'll laugh at your jokes, you know, like I'll give you, I don't want to say the due respect, but I'll play my part. So if you ask me out, I expect you to pay, and I'll play my part by being a good date. Does that sound bad?
It sounds like it sounds to me, and I don't know, it sounds like borderline like escort-ish.
No.
If you take me out, I'll play the part.
Yeah, by being a good date.
A good date. But it sounds like
I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm not going to ignore you. I'm not going to roll my eyes. I'm going to engage with you, listen to you, and I'm going to like try to understand whatever it is you're talking about. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I feel like if a guy... I
get what you're saying. I think the wording is throwing me for a loop.
Yeah, like my snaps that you read the other day, and then you were like... This sounds like, well, you didn't say slut. My ex said slut. But you both thought the same thing, that I was just saying I'd sleep with anything.
With any dick. She had any dick written on her Snapchat.
I didn't have any dick.
But she meant she didn't want just any dick.
Yeah. I mean,
she wanted some special dick. Just one or two at the same time.
Not at the same time. I just like variety.
I just threw that in there.
Yeah. And maybe I need to get better at communicating. Oh, P.S. guys. That is why I'm doing this podcast, so I can get better at communicating. Because sometimes I say things and people don't seem to understand what I'm saying. It makes perfect sense in my head.
So, I got my work cut out for me.
Hey, shut up.
Oh, Exhibit A. So the paying today is an interesting discussion, and I think it'll continue to evolve.
I think so. Yeah, I think we're gonna see more of an expectation being put on women to pay, especially like, you know how women now are kind of like, I don't want to say they're wearing the pants, but they're being a little more bold and like asking the guy. So I think we're gonna start to see it shift a little bit, especially since the wage gap is closing and the respect gap is kind of closing a little bit more slowly than the wage gap. But I think we're going to start seeing things kind of even out, which is not good for people like me.
Is that going to happen on any of your dates?
No. If it does, I'm like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out. And I'll make a mental note to never talk to you again. I'm okay. Like, if I'm in a relationship, I don't mind paying at all. Because, like, to me, then 50-50 is truly 50-50. But if you're, like, trying to court me in my mind, I'm like, you better fucking pay for this meal. I bought all these freaking drinks.
I ain't got money for all these freaking drinks. I gotta pay for this shit. Fuck.
This bill is fucking $50. What? But, yeah. we'll see. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned for a future episode where, who knows, maybe we'll have more interesting stories about paying for dates. I don't plan on going on any dates anytime soon, so I won't have anything to add to this conversation.
Agreed.
Well, never mind. Don't stay tuned because apparently we both have given up.
So what you had last week? You had an interesting. You have this story that.
Oh my goodness.
We haven't heard yet.
Oh, you guys. 2017 has not been very nice or fair to me. I will actually go ahead and say that if what happened to me the other week is any indication of 2017, then I should probably just give up on life now and just save myself the torture.
Woof.
So, anyways, I've been talking to this guy for a while, a few months, just online. We never met, and finally he was in town, so I invited him over, and we just hung out, chilled, whatever, for a little bit, and then he had to leave. He was just in town to go shopping, and he had to go back because he had to go to work the next day. He was Christmas shopping for his parents.
Okay.
So don't even give me that look. So while he was here, like, he didn't like touch me, he didn't make a move, he didn't try to kiss me, he didn't do anything, and I was baffled, obvious. So I was like, what the hell? I was like, is he not attracted to me, or maybe he's gay? Because that's how my mind works. Like, if a guy doesn't touch me, either he's not attracted to me or he's gay. Like, there's no in between. And it was like, I'm sure he's attracted to me, right? So
he must be attracted to me.
So I was kind of confused. So I was just like, okay, well, whatever. Try not to worry about it. And so then I was in his town working on a project, and I was like, hey, I'm in town. And he was like, oh, why don't you come over? So I came over, or I went over, and we hung out. We had fun. We played video games. We played board games. We drank wine. Like, it was good. And then he started, with the touch, the rub, the foot rub.
Then we did a foot rub?
Well, not like rub my foot. Like, he like put his foot out and like rub.
Played footsies.
I don't know.
He touched your foot with his foot?
We were sitting across from each other, so he like reached out his foot to like rub on my leg, and I was like, oh shit, it's going down. Okay, so
oh shit, it's going down. The foot is touching my leg.
Well, because like he hadn't touched me previously, and he hadn't touched me up until that point. So like when he touched me,
that's some very interesting first touch for a guy to.
Well,
I don't think I've ever done that one. Well, with the foot. Maybe when I was like 16.
I'm not gonna like fault him for it because we were like.
Well, obviously it worked. You were like, it's going down. I'm a little tingly here.
Because like we were sitting how you and I are sitting. Like, we were sitting across from each other, so it's not like he could like reach out to me. Plus we were playing a game, so like his hands were busy. So he was like using a part of his body to show that he was interested. Okay. And so I was like, yes, finally, this guy is so hot. I can't wait.
Go.
So. One thing led to another, obviously. We get to the bedroom, it goes down, it was...
Whoa. It get to the bedroom, was there what touching took place between it going down and the foot? Okay,
so we get to the bedroom and we're like watching a movie, but like not really watching it, and he's like rubbing me with his hands this time.
Where is he rubbing you?
Like my leg and side. I'm like laying on my side with my butt towards him, like spooning. And then he starts to like kiss on my neck, and then he turns me over on my back, and then it starts happening.
He put you on your back?
Yeah. So we're like, like we're spooning. So this is me with my butt, and then like he's like kissing, and then he like
forget the visual stuff.
I know they can't see, but I'm trying to give you the mental picture. So it starts happening. I'm really excited, and it's going pretty well. And then, I flip over because I like doggy style. So I'm always ready to do that. And we're doing that for a little while, and I was like, okay, this is good. I was like, but he's so fucking hot. I want to look at him some more. And so I turn over again, and then like 2 seconds later, he turns me back over, and then he finishes. And I was just like, well, that's fucking weird. And so, anyways, that happened, and then we went to sleep. Then I wake up, and I just had this weird feeling. I was like, I don't know, like the sex was good, but like it wasn't like...
While he's hitting it from the back, which is how we finished, and where 90%, you say 90% of it took place.
Yeah.
Was he feeling for some breast or anything like that?
Nope.
No.
Just like holding on to the hip, like
just hold on to the hip,
getting that action in.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I just like I don't know. Like on the way home, I was just like, I don't know, something's not right. And so, like, I get home, I'm about to get into the shower, and I'm still thinking about it, and I'm thinking about how hot he is, and I'm just thinking about how it doesn't feel right. And so I sent him a message. I was like, hey, I'm just curious, because something didn't feel right last night when we were having sex. I was like, are you bi or gay? I was like, I don't know, like, that was like my natural instinct, was like, something like that must be off about him. Not that being gay is bad, but I don't know. I just wasn't feeling that.
Not used to having sex with a gay guy.
Yeah. So he responds back. He was like, "I'm gay." And I was like,
God, who didn't see that coming?
Nobody saw it coming because he was fucking hot. I definitely didn't see it coming. I mean,
because he was hot? What do you mean because he was hot?
He has these muscles and these tattoos, and he has these lips and this ass, and he's just like a perfect specimen, basically.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God, he was so hot. Oh, but when he said
Those
that,
were
like...
two very different, oh, gods. Your voice inclination means things.
Anyways, so, yeah, when he told me that, like, my heart sunk a little bit, and I was like, God fucking damn it, I knew it. So one thing that didn't happen that threw me off, and it was not him grabbing for the boobs or anything, it was that he didn't kiss me.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the one thing that was bothering me. I was like, why wouldn't he kiss me?
That whole time there was no kissing?
The whole time. Isn't that weird?
That's weird. It's probably uncommon, but
I don't know.
It happens.
I can see it happening if you're doing like a quickie, and you're like, bang, done.
Yeah, like.
But this was
pretty
like
much any time I have sex.
But this was like not necessarily slow and sensual, but it was like a slow build up, and like there was nothing, like not even a peck on the cheek when I left. Like he hugged me, and I was just like,
wow, that's weird. He hugged you when you left?
Yes.
I'm being serious.
Oh yeah.
Like a hug? That's like.
Cause like it was raining, and like we were standing under the porch, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go.
Did he do a kiss on each cheek?
No, there was no kissing at all.
Which was a shame, kiss, but I don't know
because he had such nice lips, and I was like ready. No, so yeah, apparently he's gay, and so I had to go to work, but I spent like 3 hours at work like Googling like, do gay guys sleep with women? How often does this happen? Is this normal? And I found a thread.
Your poor company.
It's okay. I work very hard. So apparently it is a thing. Like it happens. Like not very often, but every now and then a gay guy, I guess he just like needs to get off. I don't know.
We're recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. The big question on everybody's mind now. Are you going to see him again? You probably would.
I would.
Oh, no.
I would. You guys, I'm so shallow. He was so hot. I actually talked to him today. But not to like hang out with him. I was sending him a video of something that I thought was funny. We probably won't hang out again. Like, because he was the first guy of 2017 that I was like, I could like him. Like, we could be a thing. Not like in a relationship thing, but like, we could be like a friends with benefits thing, and I'd be cool with that. But now that he's gay, like, that's probably not going to happen unless he like calls me when he's drunk and just like needs a warm body to like squirt into or something.
That's
Squirty squirt.
Oh man, I don't even know how to transition from that.
All right.
I need to stick this in.
I just want to say that my fucking 2017 has just been a blow to...
A blow. Maybe that was your problem, you didn't blow. No, I don't know. What's next on the what's next on the list? There's no good ways, no good way to go.
Ladies, don't get involved with a gay guy. It will break your heart.
God.
Or at least your confidence.
Well, did you turn the...
I didn't turn him. He went back to what he likes. But if I had turned him, that would have been awesome. He's so hot.
All right, what's next, please?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I've been talking a lot. So why don't you talk about your president-elect?
Oh, Trump? Oh yeah, we have this new thing we're gonna start doing here. We're gonna look between every podcast. President-elect Donald Trump. His latest tweets. Oh, hold on. So, because we have the Meryl. I'm sure everybody's seen the Meryl Streep. The big speech she gave at the Golden Globes, just lambasting Donald Trump without saying his name. And so, he gets on the Twitter here, and he goes on for 3 tweets, January 9th. Meryl Streep, one of the most overrated actresses in Hollywood, doesn't know me but attacked me last night at the Golden Globes. She is a Hillary flunky who lost big. For the 100th time, now he's talking about what she was talking about when he allegedly mocked the disabled reporter. I never mocked a disabled reporter, would never do that in parentheses, but simply showed him groveling when he totally changed a 16-year-old story that he had written in order to make me look bad. Just more very dishonest media. To me, bro, you're the president-elect. Meryl Streep, one of the most overrated. She might, like, it may have been in poor taste of her doing that. I think people, for the most part, are fed up with Hollywood putting their influence and thinking they're have
like their political influence.
They're like these scholars in politics when they're just actors.
So I mean, like, here's the thing. People will use whatever platform that they can to get their message across. So I don't necessarily fault actresses or actors for doing that, because people don't really listen to a political analyst or people who are well into that community. They listen to people that they can somehow relate to. So people who love Meryl Streep.
And that's how Trump got elected.
Yeah, right.
But did you listen to it?
I didn't listen to her speech. Now,
but I think there's a way about doing it though, because she was speaking as if
she did it in poor taste.
She had this, like, in Hollywood in general, it seems like. Listen, I don't care if you're left wing, if you're right wing, but like people have different beliefs for different things. I fall on both sides for different things. But when it seems like Hollywood in general, there's like, if you're not in agreement with their ideology, you're automatically like lambasted, put on like this person's racist or just not a good person. They're not morally equivalent to you. They don't understand that. They're not enlightened. They're like from a past time.
But that's not exclusive to Hollywood.
But Hollywood is like the biggest area where that happens.
I feel like the biggest area where that happens is like middle America, in your living room, in your house,
like in large numbers where there's actual like influence.
Well, I'm saying like
the living room and like in closed spaces is like different than.
I'm just saying like it's not exclusive to them. Like I'm not
saying it's exclusive to them. I'm saying Hollywood specifically. It seems like people like get like that in big numbers, and there's no talking to people like
so
that.
What about like people who are Trump supporters or people who are Hillary supporters? or were Hillary supporters, I guess, like, that are the same way. And they're in big numbers, too.
Well, yeah, it happened. It does happen, but in Hollywood in general has like this. There's like this whole air of supremacy.
I don't follow celebrities, so I don't know. I just don't care about their lives. But I feel like what you're saying, like, I think it's true because people let it happen. Like, people put them on a pedestal. So they have that platform where they can talk to the masses. So, I don't know. I just think people like that stuff. People want to be told what to do or told what to think or want to be divided. That's what I truly believe. I truly believe, like, people just want to be, like, fucking sheeples all the time. So, like, they love that stuff. I don't participate.
And people, that's the whole problem with everything. Well, not there's no whole problem with everything, but like an issue is whether you're on the left or you're on the right, and you get in these groups. There's this whole groupthink mentality that goes on where, you know, it happens with Trump supporters too, or it happens with Hillary supporters. Like at a Hillary rally or a Trump rally, if you go there with an opposite viewpoint, it's like you're not allowed to have that viewpoint. It's like that group think, they get together and chastise you for having a different opinion. Like, what kind of world is it when you can't have a different opinion from somebody? Like, how is that? And that's not an intellectual. That's not how you intellectually get your point across to somebody. That's how you create enemies. That's how you make your candidate or make your cause, whatever the situation is that you're supporting, look negative in a broader light.
I feel like people aren't really interested in having, like, intellectual.
No, they're not. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But they don't want that. That's why this happens.
I don't want to say people. I don't want to say people because it's like not everybody. You can't just say everybody. That's part of the whole group think thing again. Putting people in groups, segregating people is like, it's all Trump supporters, it's all Hillary supporters.
That's not group
and just
think.
People in general.
That's not group think.
Okay, a group thinks is when the masses say something, but it's the same. The principle is like applicable. I'm
just saying people as a whole, like in any situation. I'm just saying
you can't just group everybody together.
Actually, you can, because in every situation that I have been in where there is either someone with an opposing view or whatever, it's just like people like want to be told who to be, what to think. Like, they don't want to think for themselves. Like, critical thinking is like in very short supply of lately.
Do you want to be told what to think and everything?
I don't.
Okay, well then that's the.
I'm saying in general, people in general are like that. I feel like I'm a rare breed, and people like me, we're rare. Like, we just don't take what's being told to us, and we just don't jump on the bandwagon. Like, we got to do our research. We got to think about it. We got to talk to other people about it. We got to think about it some more, and then we come to our decision. But some people, they just hear something, and they see everyone else around them doing the same thing or into the same thing, and they're like, okay, I'll just follow the crowd. So
that's part of you could pinpoint that maybe back. I don't know, but the education system, you never taught how to think. You're always taught what to think about, and
which is why critical thinking is so important. They should have classes in every high school.
Some of these things really it drives me crazy, especially like when you think about like overseas, when everybody just wants to go and just bomb like these. Like I remember like years ago somebody was telling me we should just nuke the Middle East and shit, and I'm like, why? And can you remove yourself from being in your comfort American life for a second and put your shoe in somebody that was just born in the Middle East that has no, like, that's the only, like, whatever type of society is, that's the only thing that they know. So I think, we need more like reflection and like put your shoe on the other what the fuck is that saying? Put your foot in the other shoe? What the fuck is the saying? I'm so fucking up.
Is it walk a mile in someone else's shoes?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's it. Walk in somebody else's shoes just because you're born in a place, and that's what this whole pride thing, blah blah blah. It's like, imagine being in somebody else's position.
Well,
people just born in a certain area. So
you can say that, but people don't want to be out of their comfort zone. Not just physically, but mentally.
I know, and that's part of the.
I'm just like, you can say, "Hey, just do this," but people don't want to do it. So you could say, "Hey, do this."
But if they did do it,
I think what we have to come to terms with is that majority of people won't. So we need to rely on people like us who will. And we are people who don't have that much of a say in anything. I feel like people like us are like so low on a totem pole that what we say and what we think don't really matter. And then you have the people who do matter. They're the ones who are inciting this, like, hey, let's go carpet bomb them. Hey, let's build a wall. Hey, whatever else they say. I don't know. But
yeah, rally the masses.
Yeah. I just wish that we as Americans specifically like place more value on individual thinking and like critically thinking through things to figure out the best solution. And I don't really follow politics that much, but I almost feel like, and people don't like hate me for this, but I almost feel like that's what the Obama administration tried to do, like really think through things, think through the diplomacy part of it, and it took a long time for things to happen because they had to have, they had to reach all these benchmarks, they had to have all these things set in place before they acted on something. And I think people were so tired of that because they couldn't see the process behind the screen. Like, they didn't know what was going on. They were just seeing what was right in front of them. And I believe that's why people were so tired and ready for something different. Where here comes Trump. He's like loud and he's like, let's do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And he's like giving them these quick action items that people are all about and not really taking into consideration all the thought process and all the planning and all the work that goes into making things happen.
Oh, I think part of it too is like when you president, you could be running. Obama was running. Trump's running. Now Trump's already changing like a lot of his stances before he even gets in.
Because he sees that.
And that's what happened with Obama too, like closing Guantanamo. I think he like got into office and then like maybe there was a good idea while you're running, but then it's like.
But that's what I'm saying.
Shit, who the fuck knows? Like, what do I don't know what the fuck these people, these bankers that really run everything say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't understand that there's a process, a long drawn out process for things to happen. And they were just so tired of things seemingly not happening.
Seamlessly.
I
don't know. It's not seamless.
You fucking messed me up. Seemingly not happening. And so here's Trump, who basically is like the opposite of what's been going on for the past 8 years. And I think that's what really drew people in. I mean, there were other things too, but they're gonna see. Like you said, he's already changing some of the things, and people are starting to see now that repealing Obamacare, it's not gonna go as fast as they thought it would because there's a process to everything, and people only see what you show them, and that's all they latch on to. They don't try to dig deep and figure out what else is happening.
Rand Paul said he has the replacement for Obamacare drawn up. I'm not a big Rand Paul guy. Do have all the respect in the world for Ron Paul though. So, it's my little Ron Paul plug. But yeah, when look at what we're doing here. We're people reading Obama's Trumps. There's the ultimate politician right there. Obama's tweets, but Trump, this guy is instant entertainment in office, and hopefully he talks about more than Meryl Streep, and we could have some more substantive issues to talk about the next time we want to bring up his tweets.
I almost admire his.
Yeah, his tweeting.
Not necessarily his tweeting, but I admire his ability to reach the masses in a different way.
Yeah.
This is where people are. They're on Twitter, and he's saying unconventional things that people latch on to. I don't agree with them.
The president-elect.
I know. But, like, who says a president has to act a certain way? Like, that's not written anywhere. Like, again, I don't agree with it, but he's making it his own. So, I mean, you got to give him props for that. Hopefully this doesn't launch us into, like, World War III, but it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see
10 more days.
What happens? Yeah.
I'll actually be president. 10 more days. That's pretty great. I mean, you really it's just.
I'm telling you, man.
He could be. I mean, I don't fucking. But it's just crazy. I'm
telling you, 2017 is just gonna be the year of just fuck ups, major fuck ups. I can feel it.
No, I think it's gonna be the year of a continued evolution in the human mind.
I highly doubt that.
What do we have after Trump here?
So I listened to this really cool story on NPR. I love NPR, and if you haven't listened to NPR, I highly suggest that you do. They have great stories. If you don't want to get your political news from them or your local news from them, that's cool. But go for the human interest pieces. They
did a great piece on Gorgo last week in regards to her expedition with the.
Get your words right before you try to diss me.
The fellow there.
Yeah. Anyways, no. So NPR actually did a really interesting piece on this company in Amsterdam. And they are trying to find a different way to deal with their homeless population. So if you live in Austin, I'm pretty sure you see beggars and homeless people all around. Usually they're asking you for money. And you don't want to give them money because you don't know what they're going to do with that money. So this company in Amsterdam came up with these jackets with card readers in it. And it allows passerbyers to give beggars money virtually. It's called like a no-touch jacket, so they can just like let their card read. It's only €1 per transaction, but this money actually doesn't go to the person who's asking. It goes to a homeless shelter, and then that homeless person can then go to that homeless shelter and redeem all the money that they've collected in various ways, like nights sleep inside the shelter, a meal, vocational classes. I just think that's really interesting. It's a different way to look at homelessness and to try to not necessarily eradicate it, but find a way to deal with it instead of just sleeping it.
Improve people's quality of life.
Yeah, exactly. That's
it
great.
Forces them to like purchase like jackets and.
Well, I think they give them to it for free. I don't think they have to purchase it.
Okay.
But I just thought that was really neat. And that's something I can definitely see people in Austin doing, because I think we just built a new homeless shelter like late last year.
That's good.
That cost the city a lot of money. Oh. But something, I just have to throw that in there. Fucking taxes. But I think something like this, if we could figure it out here in the United States, that would be great. Like maybe we'll see a decrease in homelessness, or like you said, an improved quality of life. If they choose to stay homeless and, now they can have somewhere to sleep. Now they can get a good meal at least, once a day, and get classes on different things. I don't know. I like it. I think that's really cool. I was like, oh, that's so badass. Go Amsterdam. I want to visit there. They seem like they're cool people.
Yeah, I watched Euro Trip. I've been wanting to go there ever since that movie.
Okay, never seen it. Anyways.
The homeless thing is it really boggles my mind how that in 2017, like this fucking homeless people in the world in general, especially in the United States with all the resources we have and everything. What do you think? Like,
I think you and I, we talked before where we were talking about like how many houses, like empty houses.
Oh yeah, I think there's more. There's like some stat that there's more empty homes than there are homeless people, which it's a double. There's a lot of ways to take that, and a lot of ways you could look at it, but it just seems like you got to find the happy medium with forcing. Not so much forcing people to pay for this stuff, but also It's just like I just can't imagine. Like I remember there's like people from this current like Iraq and Afghanistan war campaigns that are fucking homeless. When I lived in New York City, there was a guy. He was like, I'm like, you're homeless. I'm like, this guy just came back from fucking war.
So
this was like in 2006 or 2007 or something.
I go back and forth because while I feel like it's horrible for
he was
someone,
totally sounded looked like a normal guy, just was just living on the street.
Well, I feel
I
like
don't know how this happens.
I just feel like some people choose to be that way. Like you probably think, why would anyone choose to be that way? But I
could see it.
I actually watched a documentary about people who chose to be homeless. That's one thing. But like I also see how people can get themselves in situations like living above your means, or maybe you have some mental issue and you choose to deal with it by drinking your life away. And, like I don't want to say that every homeless person has brought it upon themselves, but I think a lot of times people do bring it on themselves. And while it's sad and it's not something to frown upon, I guess, it's just, I don't know. Like, I can understand why there are so many homeless people. And then you have people who, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to work. And you have people who have homes that don't want to do anything and don't want to work. But I think a lot of people who are homeless, if they didn't want to be homeless, they could do things to not be homeless, Yeah,
it's sad that you could be so alone in the world too.
But
people, what do they need though?
I just I don't know. It just I think it's sad. Like I hope it doesn't sound like I'm faulting homeless people for being in their situation. I'm just saying, like, in my mind, I can think of all the ways of how that could have happened. But I think it's sad, and I think it says something about us as people who allow people to, like, not have a safe place to, call home.
Yeah, well, that's crazy. The safe place. I was listening to Joe Rogan, actually, the other night or something. I was on my way back from Dallas, and he had somebody on in November, Jordan Pederson, and it was a fascinating interview, and Jordan Pederson went on this thing about safe places, and he went on a thing about everything. It was the conversation about pronouns. And how in Canada they're trying to pass 70-something. There's a professor in Canada, and he's got this thing on. It's called self-authoring, and it's like this whole program he runs or whatever. And I encourage everybody to check it out. I haven't looked at it much myself, but the way this guy sounded, it sounded like it could definitely be a big self-development piece that you could look into. But he talked about this 70-something different pronouns because people don't want to be identified as he, her.
Did you say 70-something?
70-something different pronouns.
Okay, that's ridiculous. How many effing pronouns do you need?
There's XE and HIR.
Okay,
and they mean
that.
They can mean I'm I don't know, a lamp or something. I don't know.
Oh my God! Wait, I saw this on Facebook today, but apparently being not an animorph, but an animal-human hybrid is a thing. Somebody posted on their Facebook where this chick, she believed
she's a cat. I saw that.
Yeah, I was like,
is that real? I didn't click it.
Yeah, they said it was real. I didn't really look at it. I was just like, this is too fucking much for me. I can't even deal with people right now. But yeah, we need a pronoun for her apparently.
And how did we get on that? Jordan Peterson went on this whole thing about safe places and how colleges themselves aren't intended to be a safe place, because they say colleges are a safe place now and everything, because there's freedom of speech zones. The First Amendment is supposed to be everywhere. It's not supposed to be protected zones of freedom of speech, and you're supposed to be able to learn how to combat with your mind and with intellect versus being able to hide out and being protected all the time. And he looks at that as a big problem with society.
Yeah, I feel like now, maybe before now, maybe 10 years ago, up until now, and probably into the future, And it seems like kids / grown-ups are always being coddled. It's just like, why? Why do we need participation trophies? Why do we need a pat on the back? Why do we need to...
I remember I got a participation trophy for like a football when I was like way younger, and I was like,
I never got a participation anything.
I was like, what? I was like, I don't even know. Like, I was just so... I didn't want it. It meant nothing to me.
Yeah, and I feel like that gives people like a false self-importance ideal. Like, oh, I got a ribbon. I didn't do shit, but I got a ribbon, so I must be somebody. Like, no, you're shit. Yeah. Like, go sit down, kid.
I keep thinking back to when I got that participation trophy.
It's so dumb. And like, now look at society, you know, or at least look at millennials. We're a millennial. We're both millennials too.
I'm not a millennial. Generation Y.5.
You're a millennial. So
I'm not a millennial. I am not a millennial.
All millennials aren't bad.
I'm from the 80s.
You're a millennial.
I'm not. Let's look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now.
You don't have to look it up. A millennial is anyone who was born, I believe, 80 to 90. Some go back as far as 79. If you were born in the 80s, you are technically a millennial.
It was discovered that millennials, or members of Generation Y, so Generation Y is millennials, are less likely to identify with the generational term compared to Generation X, or the baby boomers. With only 40% of those born between 81 to 97 identifying as the millennial generation. So it's only 40% of that time period is actually millennials.
No, it says 40% identifies.
But that's not important.
You're a millennial, whether you identify as a millennial or not.
We are the 60%.
Being a millennial is not a bad thing. I love being a millennial. I love my generation. Like, we have some shitty people and we have some shitty ways, but we also had some really great forward thinkers too. But yeah, like, going back to the whole safe place and being coddled, I think it's definitely caused more problems than it has solved.
Yeah, absolutely. Because everybody's soft. Like,
everybody? You can't say everybody.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, but see, what I'm going to do is this is what I'm going to do. Yes, you're right, Gorgo. That was a mistake of words on my part.
Words matter, people. Words matter.
Words mean things. So
yes, they do.
I won't. So I stand corrected. But people. Some people. Like, I have my house now, and I enjoy being able to do self improvement projects on the house. Like, actually, like, and I didn't know how to do half the shit that I've been doing on the house. Like, I put a dog door in. I changed the light bulb.
You didn't know how to change a light bulb?
I got electrocuted, but I still changed it.
Wow. Did
some plumbing work. I told you about the plumbing fucking fiasco. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge when your life is becoming so convenient and everywhere else. Like, you have your cell phone that could flip hamburgers, and like, there's like so much shit on your phone that it just seems like everybody's becoming more drawn in, and like the safe place like seems to represent you like drawing in when you're not comfortable with something. Like, the same way people, if they're not comfortable in social situations when they're out in public, you kind of like put yourself in a bubble and stare at your phone. It's like you're like plugging yourself back in.
I feel like that's called being an introvert, so I don't appreciate that because I am an introvert.
It's not every, like, you're like...
No, I get it.
I'm an introvert too. Like, I'm not, when I'm in public, like, I'm not. She just rolled her fucking eyes at me.
I roll my eyes at Tony all the time. This was very pronounced, though. He is not an introvert.
I'm an
you know
introvert.
what? I'm not going to say that because I hate when people say, you're not an introvert. I'm like, the fuck I am. Like, shut the fuck up and get out of my face.
Yeah, so shut the fuck up and get out of my face.
But yeah, I get it. You know, like,
there's a lot of stuff happening around you.
I don't agree with people closing the curtain just because things make them uncomfortable.
Wow. I think it's a big step for you to say that.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
It's the first time you agreed with me this whole fucking podcast. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm saying that because, like, obviously as a human, I enjoy being comfortable, but I also like being exposed to things that make me a little bit uncomfortable because it gives me a chance to really dig deep inside myself and find strength to deal with it or find a new way of looking at things. So I think more people
overcoming obstacles, like being put out of your comfort zone. I think that's like
and
traveling abroad,
yeah,
skydiving, like shit, like
doing, or like engaging in a conversation about something you necessarily don't agree with, but taking a position of trying to learn instead of imposing your views on other people. I think that's one thing that makes people really uncomfortable.
Understand others' viewpoints.
Yeah.
People, they have viewpoints. I mean, I think people have viewpoints for a reason.
I think that's the one thing that I hate is like how you were talking about earlier, like if you don't agree with somebody, then they're wrong. I have learned, I took a debate class and I learned that people, like that's a tactic to try to basically try to bully someone into going into your side. So like if you're ever having a conversation or you're engaged in a friendly debate and the person tries to make you feel like you're wrong for your belief, and to me a belief isn't necessarily right or wrong, it's just how you see it and how you relate to it. If they make you feel bad or make you feel wrong, then that's kind of like a diversion tactic to try to win over the conversation and make you feel low and make them feel high. So whenever I'm talking to somebody and I see that, I can quickly recognize that, and I make sure I stand. Yeah, and I make sure that I stand my ground because you know what? And one thing that I noticed was like a lot of my fucking exes have tried to do this too. Guys are bad about that.
Oh god, you can't just say
yeah. I feel confident in placing guys all in one category. Y'all gay douchebags.
Women. So
did you look up anything on Today I Fucked Up?
Today I Fucked Up. By telling my podcast co-host. Now let's see. We're on Reddit right now. We'll see. Today I Fucked Up. This is the second one on there. I think. Do you think I should open it? I'll read you the title. Today I fucked up by saving my girlfriend as big booty on my phone. Oh man, open it. Open it.
Like, really, dude. Okay, let's see what it says.
Remember that Jason Derulo song? Do you know Jason Derulo? I never heard of him.
Jason Derulo?
Yeah.
Girl, what you doing with that big fat butt?
Yeah, he goes, remember that Jason Derulo song that's like, got her saved in my phone under big booty.
Got her saved in my phone.
He's got her spelled Here. Got here saved in my phone under big booty. The guy who wrote the post.
Saved in my phone under big booty.
Well, the girlfriend and I both liked it, and I thought it would be super cute to update her contact record on my phone, so her middle name was Big Booty.
No.
Then every time she called, Big Booty would show up.
Fail.
Well, my Android phone contacts sync, making them the same as my Gmail contacts. Here's where the Today I Fucked Up comes into play. My partner and I both work in similar industries, and sometimes we make professional introductions using personal emails. Apparently, all my outgoing emails introducing her had Big Booty in her name. Well, that's a good icebreaker. I think that was the.
That was not what I thought it was.
I don't know.
I thought it was going another way. Because, like, girls are insecure about their bodies and, like...
Yeah, that's sad. That came from one, too.
But this way is much funnier.
Like, his girl texts him, like, a picture, and he's with her, and she's like, oh, did you get what I just sent you? And, wait, who the fuck's Big Booty? Oh, that's you. I got a big booty.
Or, like...
Big booties are good,
sometimes, though. I know, like, I'll screenshot a text, and then I'll send it to the person
yeah.
And so, like, I did that, like, my friend, I change his name all the time. Like, right now, he's Chris Douche, but before he was, like...
Chris
Scumbag, and, like, he was, like, rat voice, fuck face, Chris, and, I mean, he's been all kinds of names, and, like, one of the times I, like, screenshot him, because, like, we were arguing, and I was like, you fucking said this. He was like, no, I didn't. I was like, yes, you did. Let me scroll up. So I scrolled up, like... 10 days ago in the conversation, because like I save all my texts because I like to always be right. And I found the messages that I was looking for where we were talking about something, and I screenshot it and I sent it to him. He was like, really? That's my fucking name? It was really
it
like...
It doesn't even matter what the context of the conversation was at that point.
Yeah, it was really like rap voice, fuck face, Chris or something. Because he has such like a squeaky, annoying voice. But yeah, that's what I thought I was going to go that way. But that's funny.
That is funny. I think that's a good...
So apparently don't save your girlfriend or boyfriend's name as something embarrassing and then sync all your contacts. My phone doesn't do that.
Or you could... Yeah, no, that sounds like... I don't know. Maybe you fucking made that up.
I don't know.
That has 77 upvotes on Reddit if you want to check out the story. It's by Scratch and Sniff. Is the guy who posted it.
Oh, God.
Scratch and Sniff.
I feel like we got rickrolled on that one.
I just saw that.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, Scratch and Sniff's at it again.
Scratch and Sniff. So funny. So have you been listening to any other podcasts other than Joe Rogan?
I can't say it enough that I listen to Joe Rogan, and I'm sure everyone, it's like people listen to us, definitely listen to Joe Rogan. So
the Joe Rogan Experience.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
I used to listen to his podcast a lot.
Anytime I drive somewhere, I listen to it.
I don't know, like sometimes his podcasts are so long, like I just can't keep up.
Driving from Dallas, 2-hour drive, it's like perfect.
Yeah.
To Austin, it keeps me wide awake too, and like it's fucking phenomenal.
It's good, I like it, but I started venturing off into other podcasts.
I'm sorry, who do you even listen? I can't get off Joe Rogan. Sorry, you go ahead.
I mean, there are other podcasts besides Joe Rogan. Well, right now I'm listening to My Favorite Murder, which is... Don't roll your eyes at me. It's so good. Like, they talk about interesting murders and, like, they give, like, their theories about, like, how people die. And the two hosts, they're, like, so fucked up. They just talk about, like, this murder is so cool. Like, oh, my God, it was so interesting the way they got killed. And they just, like, laugh and joke about it. And then they say, you know, like, obviously they hope that they don't get murdered, and that's why they're doing the podcast. But it's good, and I think it's featured on iTunes, like, new and noteworthy. It's pretty good.
I could look at it. I could check it.
You should listen to it. Like, I watch Investigation Discovery all the time, so, like, I love stuff like that. And I listen to the first and second season of Serial, which is basically like a murder investigation podcast. So I like it. And if you like murders, and if you like thinking about
murder. If you like killing people.
No, I didn't say if you like killing people. I said if you like murders.
Oh, sorry.
If you're interested in death at all, if you're interested in how you think you might die, I think you should listen to it.
You could learn where other people fucked up, and you get away with it yourself.
Yeah. Seriously, Forensic Files.
Jesus.
Forensic Files.
I thought you were gonna go against me on that.
No,
like, yeah.
No. Sometimes I watch Forensic Files. I'm like,
I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Oh, shut up.
Where's my wallet?
Fuck you, dude. That's not even cool.
I know it's not cool. That's why I'm wondering where it is.
Maybe you left it at Subway with that annoying lady.
Fucking lady. I feel like every podcast I'm gonna get annoyed right before, and there's gonna be like some lady that annoys me. So
that's all I have on the list.
That's all I have on my list here too.
Yeah, what'd you have on your list there?
I don't have a fucking list.
Yeah, he didn't have a fucking list. I got Reddit because I'm the only one who fucking plans for anything. I'm a planner, you guys.
I'm a planner, you guys.
I'm a serial planner.
Still,
don't fucking make fun of me.
Put my retainer back in.
I do have a retainer. Don't make fun of me.
I had a retainer too. Good talk. This should be interesting. I look forward to hearing the feedback. You want to put out the social media, the Facebook, YouTube, your sister's PowerPoint, your mother's Pony Express. How you doing?
Oh my God. So, if you enjoyed this show, you should definitely go on to iTunes and rate us 5 stars. We need it.
I'll take 4.
And we love you guys. He has low expectations. Subscribe to us, like us, Tell your friends about us. Also, you can find us on social. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram, both at Roger That Podcast. We'll have some interesting things coming up in the next week for you guys. Also, if you want to, you can follow me on Twitter at @notyour_queen.
Because I'm not your fucking queen.
Because I'm not your fucking queen. I never will be. Yeah, so like I said, follow us, like us, stalk us, listen to us, tell your friends about us, share us.
RogerThatPodcast@gmail.com too, if you want to message us.
Yeah, send us emails.
We got a lot of feedback on your resolutions, and we look forward to getting more feedback. And we're sending out emails in response like right away. So it's really interesting to hear all the different stuff. And if you guys want us to read anything on the air, we'll just
if you want to send us a letter and want us to read it on air, we totally can. Also, I think I want to have a side job of being a demotivational speaker. So if you want to send me things that you want to do in life, I'll tell you why you're a fuck up and it will never happen.
Where do I sign up?
If you like being berated by squeaky women, I'm here for you.
You could also go on Pornhub for that.
No. Yeah, so this is it for us. Gorgo out.
And Roger that.